HumanCon is coming back! What's HumanCon? No, it's not the con where Rainbow Dash says she can teach you to fly and then drops you from 10,000 feet. Still a little sore from that one. And it's not the con to fool ponies into giving us money for hefty promises and unfulfilled hopes. That was the Legend of Korra panel at Comic-Con. No, HumanCon is happening this weekend, and we'll teach you all about it tonight. I'm Joe Stevens, and this is the Equestria Inquirer. HumanCon 2013 is happening next weekend in Baltimore. This convention is a wondrous gathering of ponies who believe in not only the existence of humans, but that humans can teach ponies great things. Humans are, of course, a nasty rumor, made all the worse by Twilight's recent experience with them. Rumors still abound that Twilight actually became a human. I know, scary. Last year's HumanCon was a gathering of joy and song, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. When Discord attacked. You see, HumanCon 2012 caught fire. Discord thought it was funny to turn the Firefly lighting fixtures into actual fireflies, resulting in a total loss for the convention. But since Discord has been reformed, convention organizers are confident that no fires or other disasters shall occur at HumanCon 2013. We have done everything ponily possible to ensure safety and enjoyment at this year's con, quotes HumanCon Chief of Lighting Operations, Derpy Hooves. HumanCon 2012 was held in New Horsey, but since that convention center burnt down and is in New Horsey, this year's convention will be held in Baltimore. Word of whether the giant crabs will be held at bay for the safety of guests has not been announced at this time. Lyra Heartstrings, human enthusiast and HumanCon organizer, is extremely excited about this year's con. She says that more ponies have been signed up than any other convention, including Tennessee Northwest in Seattle and Las Pegasus Unabomb. Lyra also insists that she will keep her readings of I Love Human fanfics to 3 this year instead of 13. VIPs for the convention are part of the draw for HumanCon. Princess Celestia herself will be in attendance, most likely to prevent a popular uprising. Spike is also coming to HumanCon to host a panel about what it feels like to have opposable thumbs, alongside also opposable thumbs possessing Stephen Magnet. And since they figured that she pretty much knows random things about all sorts of stuff, Zecora will also be a guest. Con attendees are advised not to request Zecora to make a potion and turn them into a human. They don't work, and the last one turned Lyra into a platypus. Rarity was invited, but she was last seen battling giant crabs and will not be able to attend HumanCon 2013. Other VIPs include Amy Keating-Rogers, Emmy Larson, and GM Barrow, who snuck in through the Equestria Girls portal. Ponies seem extraordinarily excited about this year's HumanCon. Apple Bloom is going to be journeying to the con and hopes to perform songs about humans in front of every pony. Scootaloo is also coming and is being kindly asked not to blow up the convention, but she can certainly sing if she'd like to. More on HumanCon 2013 in a moment after these messages.
The Equestria Inquirer is brought to you this week by BrokeyCon, the official BronyCon alternative of the Broke. BronyCon is fast approaching, and some of you viewers and EQI staffers are lucky enough to be attending. But not everyone can be a part of what will probably not be all that great really when you think about it. That's why a small, shabbily dressed group of bronies is pleased to present the first annual BrokeyCon, the con anyone can go to, regardless of geographical, financial, or too lazy to stand up difficulties. There will be panels with special guest voice actors, writers, and all your favorites from Friendship is Magic. A big concert with all your favorite musicians from the community, and maybe even some non-brony bands. And all the ramen you can eat for one low price to be determined by your local grocery store. But announcer, you may be saying, How can I participate in such a spectacular, cost-effective event? It's easy. Just find all that stuff I mentioned on YouTube or something. Couldn't be easier. BrokeyCon 2013. Because experiences are only for the moderately well-off or better.
No, it's not Liquid Pride Plank. I got rid of that months ago. In addition to great panels and VIPs, a new cartoon will be premiering at HumanCon 2013. It's called Tartarus Hath No Daisy Sandwich, a show about demonic ponies and the crazy antics they get into. It stars 3 ponies and a burning duck, and has received great reviews. Tune in Saturday, August 3rd for the worldwide premiere at the con. Wow, I wish whoever created that thing would stop asking us to talk about it. It's really getting kind of annoying. But what's not annoying is TechRat, who has an interesting analysis of HumanCon. Here's TechRat with this week's Mares in a Minute.
Thanks, Joe. Many ponies admit that last year's HumanCon had its share of problems. It was crowded, the food was subpar, and the dealers ran out of stock, not to mention that Discord burned the whole thing to the ground. However, one glaring issue stood above all the others, namely, there were no humans at HumanCon. Sure, Lyra did attempt to make up for this fact by covering some ponies in flesh-colored paint and making them walk on 2 legs, but no pony was fooled. Nor were they fooled by all the inflatable humans that Lyra had sitting on the Meet the Humans panel. They were a bit creeped out, though. Then there was the supposed Skype call with a famous person panel, but every pony quickly realized that the so-called famous person on the screen was just a Mr. Potato Head painted pink. Many complained. Some wanted their bits back. A few others started a protest outside of the convention center. They tried chanting angry slogans, but after realizing that nothing rhymes with human, they just resorted to toppling over apple carts and setting them on fire. Lyra has promised that this year things would be different, that this year there would be real, live humans at HumanCon. It wasn't until yesterday, however, that the Equestrian police discovered how she would accomplish this feat, through mass interdimensional kidnappings. Unreliable sources have confirmed that Lyra Heartstrings has been arrested and charged with 10 counts of human abduction from an alternate dimension. According to the police report, Lyra snuck into the Crystal Empire and used the magic mirror to pass into the human world. No one is sure why the mirror was functional, though the current theory is that Lyra smacked it repeatedly with a crowbar until it shorted out and opened. Once through the portal, police say she began a human shopping spree, sneaking up behind people named Mark, smacking them upside the head, again police speculate with a crowbar, and stuffing them into a sack. No one is certain why Lyra was only targeting humans named Mark. Some think it was simply to set up a lame joke that will appear later in this story. Others theorize that she was trying to find and abduct Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch. Once back at the convention center, she held the group of Marks hostage and forced them to say they would cooperate in her insane panels, with such titles as How to Walk on 2 Legs, The Amazing World of Hands, and Why We Wear Pants, the last of which was for adults only. After emphasizing her demands with a few swings of her crowbar, the Marks agreed to participate. It was at that moment that the convention center was raided by police, who quickly arrested Lyra and charged her with kidnapping, extortion, and the out-of-character use of a crowbar. During the arrest, the Marks escaped the convention center, sending police on a mad chase through Ponyville that ended when Rainbow Dash scooped all of the Marks up in a tornado, creating a terrifying Marknado that went barreling out of control. After a series of hammy, low-budget scenes of ponies getting smacked around by the brutal Marknado, Rainbow Dash was able to get it under control and guided it back to the Crystal Empire, where the Marks were safely returned home. As a side note, the Sci-Fi Channel plans to buy the rights for Marknado from Rainbow Dash to turn it into an original movie to be aired in 2014. Lyra was convicted on all counts. However, those convictions were all quickly overturned in appeals court after everyone realized that Equestria's official stance on humans is still that they are mythological creatures. Thus, Lyra is free to continue planning HumanCon 2013, albeit without the aforementioned humans. Again. And in other news, Derpy's Muffin Con had to be cancelled after the con chair ate all the VIP guests. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, TechRat. I have just been informed that I will be hosting the panel with Amy Keating-Rogers, M.A. Larson, and G.M. Barrow. Cool. Wonder how many wing puns I can make. Here's one great wing pun. LTT Moose with this week's horseshoes and hand grenades.
Oh, don't mind me, Joe. I'm just trying to Avoid tripping on all those names you dropped. Hi, I'm LTT Moose, and this is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. This will be the second HumanCon to take place in Equestria. Third, if you count the time Lyra bribed Pinkie Pie to make fingers appear on her hose for 3 hours straight. In the intervening year, ponies being fans of humans has gained slightly more acceptance. Coming out to one's family as a duty, a portmanteau of dude and pony, now ranks less devastating on the I have no son scale than running off to join a troop of mimes. Yet still beats out becoming a dentist. Except amongst the elven population, of course. Yet despite all this newfound tolerance, there remains one aspect of the duty community that remains a target of derision. I speak, of course, of the dreaded OC. Yes, original characters. That saddest form of wish fulfillment where ponies imagine themselves as human characters, adopting what they call a persona. Artists at HumanCon can make quite a bit of, well, bits, sketching out requests by duties for their OCs. These can be as simple as choosing a color scheme to go over top a standard template, to wildly elaborate, overpowered ubermensch whose very existence is an offense to the zeitgeist. One attendee, who went by the handle of Highlight Marble, Duchess of Mind Your Own Business, asked one of the artists to draw her OC as, quote, the beloved leader of all the free peoples, whom every human loves and respects, and is the smartest, most bestest human in the whole wide world of sapient nation. Do we have a, skit? Oh, we do. Ah. Okay, I guess gender swapping comes in at free at these things. Now, mares and gentle colts. If you have small fillies, or ponies of a delicate constitution in the room, you may want to ask them to leave the room right now. For we're about to delve into some of the more unseemly aspects of these cons. Okay, here it goes. It turns out there is a small portion of these ponies find these ungainly bipeds to be attractive. Yes. It's your... Yes, it's true. But you have to remember that they attribute aspects that ponies find attractive to their human characters, which includes huge, voluptuous eyes, which do better identify predators, long, slender teeth for chewing grass and hay, and of course, a hot, wet, dripping, moist nose, which indicates proper body temperature and good hydration. The ponies at the artist's table have their work cut out for them.
Thank you, LTT Moose. Music is a big part of the HumanCon experience. That's why a great assortment of musicians are coming. HumanCon 2013 will have what has been entitled Human Palooza, not to be confused with a weapon Scootaloo made which fires humans at high velocity. Special note, Scootaloo has been banned from bringing her Human Palooza to Human Palooza. Performing at the non-weaponized Human Palooza will be Zombified Gravemarker, Mo the Megaphone, Silver Schnauzer, Laser Human, Lex Luthor S, Otis Odysseus, Omni-Human, and a wide assortment of other musicians. You won't want to miss it. And if there are any musicians we failed to offend by not mentioning them, I apologize, and hopefully we'll see your name human-punified in the comments. There's something oddly meta about that. Just can't... Here to be as offensive and meta as possible is Mason Alcat with this week's Chomping at the Bit.
Thanks, Joe. HumanCon is quickly approaching here in the next 2 weeks. There will be many panels to keep every pony busy, but in the meantime, today we'd like to talk to you about the analysis community and what kind of impact they have on the Ponyman community as a whole. There are many in the fandom that like to analyze the tar out of the show, My Little Human, Friendship with Science. Some do it for YouTube views, some do it to make money from it, while others just do it to get a reaction from the community as a whole. 3 very well-known ponies came to mind as I was writing this report. Human Curious, Digihuman, and NY Human have been leading the charge in poking, prodding, and pondering the series as if they were Twilight Sparkle trying to figure out the Pinky Sense. I personally find their critiques of the series very entertaining, but sometimes they can take their critiques just a little bit too far. Recently, Merchandise released a new movie based off the series My Little Human, where Dr. Hugh was transported through a mirror to Equestria, only to discover that he was now a pony. In order to save both universes, he would have to get his sonic screwdriver back while facing his worst challenge yet, the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Many in the fandom were outraged when the word of this crossover first came out, but after actually watching the movie, we found out that it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. Then came Human Curious and his friends, and the gnashing of teeth. I had never heard such hate and disdain come from one group of ponies, not since the last time Pinkie Pie decided to throw a block party at 2 in the morning. It got me thinking, though, is all this analysis really necessary? After all, this is a kids' show, right? Every pony started watching the series because of all the great work that the team at the Merchandise Broadcasting Company had brought us. It's okay to take a step back and laugh at some of the inconsistencies of the series. The thing is, don't take this show too seriously. It's just a cartoon, not the equestrian healthcare law. Well, that's it for Chopping at the Bit. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Mason Alcat. Will the Equestria Inquirer be coming to HumanCon? No, they won't let us in. There are still rumors that we started the fire at last year's con. It wasn't us! So, Plank threatened to sue them for libel. He just passed the board exam. It's like the bar exam, only for boards. Anyway, so Plank's a lawyer and he conned the con into letting us come. HumanCon 2013, to be covered by the Equestria Inquirer. We'll bring you live floor coverage, exclusive interviews, and footage of the inevitable chaos that will ensue. And to those who still say we started the fire at last year's con, those rumors are completely false. Watch Everfree Network's live coverage of HumanCon 2013, Friday, August 2nd through Sunday, August 4th. It's gonna be fun. I'm Joe Stevens, and this has been the Equestria Inquirer. Good night, and good luck.